Hey everybody, Adam Davidson, RadCast for Friday, March 3rd, 2017. Here's Matthew chapter 6, verse 16 through 18. Jesus is speaking and he says, "When you fast, do not look somber as the hypocrites do, for they disfigure their faces to show others they are fasting. Truly, I tell you, they have received their reward in full. But when you fast, put oil on your head and wash your face, so that it will not be obvious to others that you are fasting, but only to your Father, who is unseen. And your Father, who sees what is done in secret, will reward you." Jesus assumes that his disciples will fast. Now, his disciples growing up in this culture probably already had the practice of fasting in their mix, whether it was for the Day of Atonement or some other practice of that day. You know, it wasn't a super uncommon thing. Yet, Jesus doesn't say, if you fast or if you want to fast. He naturally assumes that his disciples, which includes me today, will at some point fast for the reason of making room for God, taking on a spiritual discipline, saying no to something, saying yes to something else. This is what fasting is. The most common fast is, of course, the food fast. We go without a meal, or we go a day or several days without food. Some people go many days without food and only drink water, maybe throw some juice in the mix. There are all kinds of different variations on this. I was reading about it this morning, and some people will fast elevators, which is a great way to get to different floors slowly. Like they'll only take the stairs as a discipline. You know, maybe they take an elevator for work every day or something. Some people will say no to dessert. Some people will say no to sugar. Some people will not eat red meat. Some people will only eat bacon during the... Now, I made that last one up, but that's the one I'm thinking about. All of that to say this, it makes room for God to work in our lives, because when we're hungry, that's hard to ignore. I can stuff, things under a pile and get it out of sight, out of mind, but when I'm hungry or hangry, do you ever get that? Dude, it is hard to ignore, and that awakens us. It's like a trigger, like, that reminds me I need to be aware of God's presence in my life. That's kind of how fasting works. So what if we fasted at some point during this Lenten season? Today is Friday. Friday starts with the letter F. So does the word fast, also starts with the letter F. What if you were hungry today and you just said, okay, I'm not going to eat lunch, or I'm not going to eat dinner, or I'm not going to put cream in my coffee, or I'm going to not have coffee? Praying for you, brother, sister. What if you did that so that it made you aware, made me aware, made us aware of God's presence in our lives? This is the practice that I'm thinking of taking on today. I will not disfigure my face. I will still put oil on my head, which I have an oily complexion, so that's kind of a problem. But the point that Jesus makes is you still get ready to enjoy life and to enjoy the day, and you don't draw attention to it, because it's not about drawing attention to me. It's about drawing our attention to God's presence in our lives. There's all kinds of stuff on the internet about fasting, but this is what's knocking around in my head this morning, and that's RadCast for this Friday. I'll see you Monday morning. Thanks.